Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. Sorry about that weird intro. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Vault13 podcast with yours truly, Chrislevi13, episode 23. We are 2 episodes more. We got this episode, another episode, and then we're at 25 episodes of the Vault13 podcast. Thank you, everybody that is here, and for the support and all that. Share the stream out on social media. Let people know we're here live, and let's have some fun and talk about these topics and all that jazz. Sorry about that little weird intro. I don't know what that is. If everything's looking good on your end, let me know ASAP. Okay, everybody that is here, thank you for the 5 current viewers. Hopefully everything looks good and all of that. I'm going to check one little scene real quick because I got to check this real quick. Okay, everything should look good there. So we should be good on everything and all of that. So hopefully everything looks good and everything. I need help to just know if everything looks good and all that on stream. And hopefully everybody's doing good because we're going to talk about just a small bit about Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation real quick. And then we're going to talk a little bit about a tribute to Eddie Van Halen. And then I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to go do some Call of Duty because for some friends, just relax another night. Just had an off day today, got my hair cut. So my hair does not look as crazy as it did the other day. But yeah, I got my hair cut today and all that and shaved a little bit. So yeah, I'm clean cut and all that. Hopefully everything looks good on the stream and all that. If it does, if I need to adjust anything or anything like that, let me know and all that jazz, and I will do that. But yes, I need somebody to do that real quick. Share the stream out. We're going to talk about Nintendo's Treehouse. I didn't watch it, but I did get some information from it. And all that. We're going to talk about the heating with the Xboxes, and we're going to talk about that big ass PS5 that they showed off. Might even watch a little video on it. But I hope you all are doing good and everything like that. If you enjoy the podcast, you gotta support the podcast if you enjoy it. Because I don't often ask that, but just share it out. Let people know we do this. Because I have other creators I want to get on here. Like Slayer is going to be returning. Game Leader is going to be returning. The past guest will be returning in some shape, form, or fashion. And also we have new guests that I want to reach out and get to. I didn't reach out to anybody this week. That's why it's solo. But hey, there's people even in this chat that I would love to have on here. And if you're just lurking, you can type !lurk. Hopefully it works and all that. And let's have some fun. So if y'all ready to get into the news, as I go over here and see my messy bed and fix it up a little bit, leave me a hell yeah in the chat or something, and we'll get right into the topics once I sit back down. Also to everybody, if you want to see what shirt I'm wearing, I'll turn this light on right here. And if you see what shirt I'm wearing, it is from my favorite wrestler of all time. It says Hell Saban. It is an older shirt, that's why it's a little worn. But it's a Chris Saban shirt from whenever he won the world title in TNA. I got it around that time. And yeah, I was told when I was in the wrestling ring that I looked like him, could wrestle a little bit similar to him and all that. So yeah, we are good to go. And what's up, OGG Dorkman? How's it going, man? How's it going, everybody? Hopefully y'all are doing good and all that. I know I'm running around and all that like a little bat out of hell, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is, I just want to make sure everything looks good and all that. But how's everybody doing? Because we got some news, so let me get the stuff ready. Because I don't want to waste your time or my time. So we're going to be here until about 8:30 at latest. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff to do. And also we got some stuff that we're going to look at and all that. Let me see something real quick. I just want to know. Give me 1 second, everybody. I'll look at the chat in just a moment. Actually, I can pull the chat up right there. What do you mean that's a great album by Meatloaf? What are you talking about? Great album by Meatloaf. And what's, I'm just trying to figure out what you're talking about. But let me do this real quick, and this, and then I gotta do this. Bat Out of Hell, yeah. Oh yeah.
As such, you were seeing a lot of that we're going to read for so easy. In the statement, Ozzy Osbourne wrote, was on the last official Black Sabbath tour I did in '79. They opened up for us. They were such good guys. Never saw Eddie Van Halen like that comes out finger tapping. Once you've seen the master do it, everyone else comes second. Anybody after Eddie Van
So thank you everybody for the likes and all on the podcast. I know it went a little at the beginning because I hit the wrong button, but but we're here, we're live, everything like that seems to be going good. So let's get right into these topics. So today, this is more of a solo episode, so I'm gonna be looking at the chat through my phone real quick, just to let y'all know. And thank you to Date Mean, Stitch, and everybody else that is here. Thank you, and all that jazz. Thank you for supporting the podcast, because we have done 23 episodes, and it was you all that said, hey, we like you on this podcast and that podcast, and wanted to see me do my own. And it's with y'all being Patreons, y'all doing all that, which I should, if y'all can help me remind me, I should Friday be recording the Patreon update video, Friday afternoon to evening, recording the Patreon update video and having that up by Friday night or Saturday for anybody that's a Patreon, where it's a little bit deeper dive update video, because I got some things that are happening Friday, and once I know those things go down, I'll be able to let y'all know on Patreon some things. I don't want to give all the spoilers away right here on the YouTube channel, but just letting people know. Also, whenever I'm not live right here on YouTube, typically on twitch.tv/Chrislevi13, most Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. That's where I go live right there. And it's been doing good for me and everything like that. But hopefully everybody's here. You enjoy the podcast, enjoy what I've been doing and everything like that. And it's been really a blessing to have friends like Dane, Stitch, help out with the channel, help out, do a few things, be mods on both channels that I go live on, and help out and everything with thumbnails and video idea names and all that, because I know I struggle with it sometimes, but I appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody that's ever hit that like button, share button, subscribe button, follow button, or uses their true Amazon Prime and becomes a subscriber over there on Twitch. Thank you all, and let's get into the first topic. The first topic y'all ready for is the Nintendo Treehouse Live. So I'm looking at an article from right here. We're looking at an article right here from Nintendo Europe. That's what the site right here says, in Europe, Where today, Nintendo Treehouse Live, October 2020 roundup. Nintendo have just finished airing their latest Nintendo Treehouse Live October 2020 presentation, which contained gameplay of both Pikmin 3 Deluxe and Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. But with the presentation, it was a Nintendo. Okay, so from presentation, Pikmin 3 Deluxe had some story missions played through, and some of the additional side story missions starring Olimar and Louie from the early Pikmin games. There was also the announcement of a demo which should now be live on the Nintendo eShop. Any progress that you make on it will be transferred to the main game. Plus, if you complete the demo, you will be able to start the main game on ultra spicy difficulty. Would anybody be interested in seeing moi, yours truly, stream or play the Pikmin 3 demo? Would you like to see me do that? If you would, let me know in the chat and everything like that. I want to know if y'all would like to see me do that. Now, the other news was Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity had a decent showing as well. Urbosa and Gruto champions was shown, slicing through enemies with her sword, while Zelda was shown using his Sheikah Slate in various ruins to defeat enemies. plus the younger version of Impa was demonstrated using the plenty of ninja-like attacks. It will be with enemies being shown away by whirlwind explosions and not really standing a chance to, which just goes to show how fun the characters can be to play as well as when being played with a decent amount of skill. Okay, cool. So Age of Calamity will probably be my last Nintendo game this year to actually really get and dive into. And I may do a couple streams of it and then do it offline like that. Unless y'all really enjoy it, then I may go through the whole game on stream and just pick, hey, let's do this today. This will be my game, my main solo game for this November, December, stuff like that. And all that, because that's going to be my last Nintendo game. My last Xbox game that I'm getting so far this year, outside of what releases on Game Pass, is Cyberpunk 2077. And then we'll see what we do with the PlayStation side of things. And don't do Ultra Spicy. Trust me, it'll be hard as hell. I don't know what Ultra Spicy entails and making it harder, but yeah, there's Pikmin 3. They showed a little bit of it right there.
And you notice I'm skipping a few of the kind of...
but they kind of just showed it. So
doing that
I saw this right here because I went through it and I saw like a couple creators put some videos out about it, but I appreciate, and all that.
Out of there. Break down this.
Obviously, that's classic Pikmin stuff. I've never really played a Pikmin game. I've seen a friend play one years ago, but I personally never played one. It was like 2011, 2012, something like that when I saw him play it.
That's a celebratory backflip they just did.
She is super happy to no longer be confined.
Early bingo.
So now that they've reunited here, I'm able to use both Brittany and Alf at the same time. And the first kind of way that the game will teach you, it's not just for, I guess, aesthetics that you can have multiple party members, but it actually comes in handy from a strategy perspective. So having Brittany, you can toss her over a gap, toss her some Pikmin, and then at any moment while you're playing, you can push the Y button and switch to Brittany. And then we're going to see that she's able to, since she's on a higher elevation, throw some Pikmin up to reach that lemon. And if I were on a lower elevation, I'm going to whistle really quickly once they get this lemon down, we would see that if I tried to throw red Pikmin that high, they would not be.
So basically it just shows you gameplay of the game. So that's what I want to share with you all. Now here's Hyrule Warriors. Warriors, Age of Calamity, which is Calamity Ganon for people that don't know.
Let's
get right on.
I don't want to talk about backstory on these characters as well. You really get a good look at Urbosa's relationship to Zelda, and also more information about Urbosa's relationship to Zelda's late mother. So if you're like me and you love to get to know the characters and get to know them in ways that you didn't get to in Breath of the Wild.
This is something that I think is really, really cool for anybody that wants to know my full opinion on it. Age of Calamity is going to sell well. Age of Calamity is good being a prequel to Zelda Breath of the Wild, because it not only gives you warrior style gameplay, which throws a lot of people off. It honestly, as somebody, as a creator, somebody that loves looking at a wide variety of things, because y'all see me, I'm such a variety creator. And sometimes it works for me, sometimes it doesn't work for me. But I'm such a variety creator, and I'm so consistent lately that I kind of look at all these different things from, I see what OJ says, or Spotwave, or RGT85, or Miss Click, or T-Belly, or this person or that person, because I know they're all into Zelda. They all love the series. So I got to look at it, and I look at it, and I'm like, okay. Zelda Breath of the Wild, when I played it, when I got my Switch last year, and I played it, and it was one of my favorite games to play that I played on the Switch last year, other than Three Houses. Three Houses was a very phenomenal game, but that and Zelda were my two favorite games I played last year on the Switch in my first year playing it. I gotta say, that game had a lot of lore and a lot of just, you go anywhere you want to in this world and you figure out the story kind of thing. But when it comes to this, it's kind of like, hey, why don't you not just figure out the story? Let's help you out. Let's give you some more story, not just lore. And it's actually giving you the champions to play as, and see their story, see how things going. And you're thinking, why put it in the Hyrule Warriors? It works perfect for the Hyrule Warriors because you're in a big battle. It was a big battle that happened over 100 years ago. So you've got to explain that the right way. And if it's a Hyrule Warriors game and they put story in it, an actual good story, you're not just going through there slashing and bashing through things. And it's just like, it's cool. You know, it's cool to see that. And to see like Impa and all these different people, the younger versions of themselves. It's really, really top notch. And the way the game looks, it is possibly could be one of the better looking Nintendo Switch games. Obviously, I've watched a deep dive video where somebody is breaking down Monster Hunter Rise, and that game looked like the best. And what's crazy about Monster Hunter Rise that I want to mention just for one moment. Monster Hunter Rise is running on the RE engine. That is the Resident Evil engine. So does that mean that Capcom knows something that we don't know? Does that mean that if it's running on the RE engine, does that mean that Resident Evil games could technically run on the Nintendo Switch and they're just not there for some reason? Let me know in the chat. But with that being said, it's really cool. Yeah, you already own Pikmin. Yeah, I can see that. You know, and I see your comment, Dane. Yeah. Pikmin was just really gameplay and just a few added features, but everybody was there for Hyrule Warriors. And somebody told me that okay, it's a modified version of it to work on the Switch. But still, you can modify the game, and if you can modify it to work that game, you can modify the other games. Maybe. But when it comes to this, Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, and Pikmin stuff, are they both cops for you? Is one a cop over the other? Well, how do you feel about it? If you're a gamer and you're looking at it and you're thinking, okay, Nintendo basically didn't have a lot of stuff that I wanted to, but they had at least one good game per month come out. You had Animal Crossing, and then you had Xenoblade, and then you had the multiplayer game, with all the 51 games on there, and then you had Paper Mario, and then you had this and that, and some stuff was cool, some stuff wasn't. But when you look at these games, do you think, hey, Pikmin 3 is worth, if you really like the Pikmin series, or if you want to try the Pikmin series out, play the demo, have fun with it, beat the demo. If you want more of it, go out there and buy the game. But it's not a cop for me. If it's a cop for you, let me know. But when it comes to Age of Calamity, that's a cop for me. That's a game that I'm sitting there saying, I'm going to find the money to get. Because I look back at this year, and obviously there's Tony Hawk, there's Destroy All Humans, there's Paper Mario. There's a few games that I just haven't, there's Skater XL. There's a few games that I haven't copped that I would want to cop. But do I have the money? No, I don't, because there's some things that are happening outside of YouTube, outside of gaming, that I have to worry about. So that's why I've been doing a lot of backlog games off and on and off stream, and focusing a lot of multiplayer to build friendships with the community. But when I look at Age of Calamity, that game right there is a cop for me because I loved Zelda Breath of the Wild so much that I wanted more story of it. And when my buddy T-Belly talks about it, or whenever I watch Miss Click and her videos or her streams talk about Zelda, it's so beautiful and so there that I'm like, I want to know more about Zelda. I want to know more. That's why I even subscribe to some Zelda channels on YouTube just to know more about Zelda and that world, because knowing about Link and Zelda and Hyrule and all that, it's very fascinating to me. It's not as fascinating as Halo or Kingdom Hearts, but it's just as fascinating as Borderlands 2, which is my third favorite series of all time. So it's really, really awesome, Pikmin should have been a $40 game. Bada bing, bada boom. Pikmin should have been a $40 game. Let me know in the chat. Monster Rise looks so damn good, I can't wait. Plausible to come over, but graphics will be downgraded. I struggle with the format of some of the Warrior games where you have to go back after you defeat enemies. Yeah, I can see that. But if there's anything else the 5 current viewers want to say about that, then we're going to go to the 2 last topics and then do a tribute to Eddie Van Halen to get out of here for the next 30 minutes. If y'all ready for that, let me know and we'll move on. And that's another cool thing is that they work. Is that from what I know is that Hyrule Warriors, they work. They got the IP and they had a little bit of help from Nintendo to make sure that the game was done right and all that. Chemo Tecmo and all that, and all that. So it was, and all that. But this game, compared to the last one, this game was specifically made with the Zelda team right next to them. It wasn't just like, oh, people are like, look at this. When you talk about Nintendo, you got certain teams that work on certain series, like, whenever they do Pokemon or they do Mario and certain things, that they actually look at things, and they actually do really good on it. So to see this thing right here actually work next to the Zelda Breath of the Wild team, and they actually are not just like saying, here's the IP or some things we would like make sure you stay true to the lore and this and that. They're actually working hand in hand to make this game be a product out there, and the way that they're getting more information to us each and every single almost week or every other week since it's been announced has been very, very phenomenal. Very phenomenal. But that's the first thing right there. What's up, Studio Nintendo? But we're about to move on to the next topic because I got about another 30 minutes to be here, and then yeah. Yeah, OG, yeah. I didn't play OG, but I did watch several live streams of it, and I knew it wasn't canon. It was set in that world, but it wasn't canon. This is canon. Well, hopefully you're good, Studio Nintendo. Hopefully everything gets better for you. You're when everybody in the household and all that. Because I know you're going through the things. I'm not gonna sit there and put your business out there, but hopefully that. And I can't wait to see your next video that you drop on the channel. I'm really hyped for that. I like the Verse series, but I know you got to put that on hold. You got to do some of that stuff on hold. But I love your instrumental stuff too, and I can't wait to see the next thing. But we're gonna go move to the next topic, which is right here, and this is from Game Rant because people have been talking about it, and somebody asked me what's my opinion being an Xbox fan. Xbox Series X may have a heat problem. In a little over a month's time, Xbox Series X will hit store shelves as the most powerful video game console on the market. Apparently, that kind of power is going to make the Xbox Series X generate significant heat. In new reports from journalists who have been able to go hands-on with the Xbox Series X indicate that the console gives off a lot of heat, though it may not necessarily be as big of a problem as it may seem on the surface. The reports were confirmed by VGC, the first coming from some name I can't read, so it's Jewux Videos Ken Borgag in a new Xbox Series X video. Borgard stated that the Xbox Series X is a quiet system, but it emits a significant amount of heat. Borgard compared the Xbox Series heat to a fireplace shaft, and even went as far to say you can heat up your flat with it. Is it worth putting out that amount of heat? Well, see, the thing about it is this. When it comes to that little thing, because we're not going to stay much on this topic right here, but hopefully I'll enjoy this topic. When it comes to it, I watched the Spawnwave video on it. I watched RGTA 5 talk about it. And I also did some of my own investigation from what if any Xbox could say anything about it. You've got this thing. Any console, you put your hand near where the heat comes out of it, you're going to feel a little bit of heat. And then also they even mentioned the Wii, where the Wii had a mode where it could stay on all the time and all that. So your consoles are going to get hot, The thing about it is that people are talking about the heat coming out of the top of it. That's where the heat's supposed to come out of, And what the thing about it is it's not overheating the system. The system's just getting hot and emitting some fire, not fire, but heat out of it. So you're gonna have, so you would like that. The system, if you look at the system, you're like, the system's not overclocked. The system's not overheating itself. It is getting hot, but and all that, but it's not over doing anything bad to the system. Then you shouldn't be guessed. And it's like these people that I saw on Twitter were talking about it, and I was like, I'm not gonna name any name specific, but they were like looking at it, they're like, oh, well, I don't want a system that overheats like that. People, do you not realize something? The system gets hot. Every system that I have sitting right here gets hot. My PlayStation 2, my Xbox 360, my Wii, my switch, my my guitar amps. They got tubes in them. My guitar amp sitting back there got tubes in it to make it, instead of being an electronic one, it's actually got tubes in it, and those tubes get hot because, and but the thing about it is, does it damage the system? No, it has to get hot for it to be working. And if the circulation is good as the Xbox Series X shows, then you want to know what? Hey, is it damaging the system? No. Is it doing anything? Is it corrupting anything? No. Is the system overclocked? No. It's emitting heat from where it's supposed to be emitting heat from. So if you put your hand over there and it were to be cold, you'd be learning like, where's all that heat going? And then you feel like the side of the system, if it was hot there, you'd be like, shouldn't the heat be coming out of here, not here? Theoretically, blah. So yeah, that's just a short little topic to talk about, but I want to see what y'all say. Guess some people are new to electronics. They get hot for a reason. How else you're supposed to get cool? Yep. And my PC gets really hot. Watch it be silent over the PS5. Yeah, that is the next topic. The PS5 is the next topic. If y'all ready for me to move over and y'all have no more comments on this topic, let me know and I will answer those in just a second. I just don't want to. Your PC is liquid cooled as well. Okay, you must got a really powerful PC or something like that, or something that, because I've never had a liquid cooled PC. I don't have an actual PC because I never had the money to get one. When I did my money and we lived in the other house, we had Wi-Fi in this house and shitty Wi-Fi, so I got me a powerful gaming PC that I spent probably all the money that I probably put into this PC right here, probably roughs around $2,500 to $3,000 into this laptop right here. And it's worked wonders for the last 3 years, editing videos, playing video games on it, doing everything I need for content, and that's what I do it off of. Yeah, it's just dumb, but I just had to mention it for a second. But y'all ready to talk about some PS5 and the teardown of the system? If you are, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, give me something, let me know, and we'll get over to it. But right now we're just going to see over here. Liquid cooling is cool. Yes, it is. I'm actually going to close those other two tabs real quick. So what we're going to do here when we go to the PS5 is obviously they did a breakdown. PS5, an inside look at our... So we're actually going to do this right here. Would anybody want to see me play Pikmin demo? Let me know before the stream is over if y'all like to see me. And I may pop, within the next 5 days, pop it up and show it.
PlayStation 5 です。サイズは幅104ミリ。
So this is the teardown system.
390ミリ。
Obviously I have this a little bit lower than normal.
PS4 より一回り
Just
大きく
look at it. We'll be discussing it as we go through this little video watching it.
飛躍的な性能向上を実現しました。フロント側には USB Type-C ポートとハイスピード USB 対応の
So there's a USB type port right there. If you look at it, there's USB type A port, high speed USB, and USB type C port, super speed USB at 10 Gbps. So that's really cool right there. If you look at the system right there, you got a close look at it, right? So we keep going on.
リア側には Super Speed
There's the USB
USB
port, super speed ports, A on the back that are faster. There's the LAN port, and there's your HDMI out port. And then there's your power goes in, your AC.
フロント側の2列が吸気口です。
And there's the air vents. But look at that huge ass system. It's bigger than his
リア
head.
側はすべて排気口になります。
That looks bigger than my VC. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that system looks just as big, if not bigger, than the Xbox One VCR model. And I say VCR model as in the original Xbox One model. So yeah, I just want to know what y'all think on that real quick. I want to see somebody's comment on that. But yeah, it looks just as big, if not bigger, than my Xbox One VCR right there. Because me, I have a PlayStation 4 based on the remodeled PlayStation 4. It's not slim. It's not slim. It's not a Pro or nothing. It's just base PS4. I got an Xbox One, the original Xbox One from 2015. I got a Switch right there. So I got the original models of all the consoles I got, except for the PlayStation, the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 2. I got like the slimmer models of them. But yes, show. I have not ordered the PS5 yet. Do you think it's okay to wait? Ha ha! It's not that big. Japanese men aren't tall. Easy. Yeah. For me personally, when it comes to these systems, I want to let y'all know something. You see people out there with the Xbox One systems, the Xbox Series X systems, right? Well, when you go further that investigation from them, all these creators, YouTubers, personalities getting these systems, right? Do you not realize they're getting the versions of the systems that were probably made in June or July and would have been shown off at E3? The ones that we are going to be getting in November, that the general public, us that have pre-ordered them, that are going to get in November, those are probably the ones that they're showing online that said, hey, manufacture date, September, October. So, yeah. The thing about it is, for me as a gamer, when it comes to Christmas and I go and I feel like, hey, it's December, let's actually see where I want to put my money and go buy one of these systems, I'll buy it then. Because do I need one right there in November? No. Will I still do an unboxing like thousands of others do on YouTube? Yes. Will I still give my first impressions and stream each system within the first couple weeks of having it? Yes, I will. But the thing about it is that I would rather walk into a Walmart, a Best Buy, or a GameStop and be like, hey, just casually ask them, and they say, yeah, we got some in the back. And then if I have the money, give them the money right there, walk out with the system and take it home right then. I mean, I could order it. Yes, I could. But the thing about it is, I'm willing to wait because, you know why? I can still use my systems that I got right here, play games, and maybe if I wait a little bit longer, I have a little bit more money in the bank, and when I buy the PS4, PS5, or Xbox Series X, I can get the accessories that I need to have with it instead of just getting the console itself and be like, okay, well, I got the console, a controller, and I'm using my older headset. I can actually get the PS5, the PS5's camera, its headset, and all that, and try that stuff out because for the PS5, I actually want to try that headset out and try the camera out, on the PS5. But the thing about it is, I would rather wait and have more money to that. Plus, also, if at the same time you wait a little bit, you get those first few systems out there. You get people doing their reviews, and you get to see how the system is, and then you get to go finally do your breakdown of it, and it's better. But let's watch the rest of this and shut up.
縦置きの時はコインネジで固定されています。
So that's the little stand for it.
外したネジはスタンドの中に収納できます。で、このキャップを固定しておきます。
Okay.
横置きにするときはベースを回転させてください。このマークに合わせてベースを差し込んでください。両側の白いパネルはお客様自身で取り外しが可能です。
I saw this in a clip already. Not in that clip, but a photo on Twitter.
持ち上げて
Where the sides can come
スライ
off.
ドすると外せます。こちらも後ろの角を持ち上げてスライドします。
So obviously, I'll probably have customizable ones down the
ファン
road.
が内蔵されています。両側から大量の空気を吸い込みます。PS5 では2箇所にダストキャッチャーを設けました。
So they're showing the little parts where you got
ファスト
like
キ
the
ャッチャ
little
ーになっ
screws
た
and all
残り
that,
は
and where clamps
こ
in
の
there
2
and
箇所
all
の穴か
that.
ら掃除機で吸い出すことが可能
Okay,
です。
okay.
将来の拡張ストレージ用として PCIe 4.0 に対応した M.2 インターフェースを搭載しています。
For people like Spawnwave and others that do deep, and Linus Tech Tip and others that do deep breakdowns of systems and electronics and all that, them doing showing this shows that that system is very customizable, basically. And we're getting into the realm where people have said we're going to is where for people that don't want a PC and they want to do a lot of gaming, that's what the consoles are for. Obviously, the consoles are going to have their exclusives and their things that PC will never be able to do. But virtually, if you don't have the money and you don't want to do a lot of PC gaming, you just want a controller, hook up to your TV and all that and go, then get yourself a console. You know, what's up, Jake? And hope you're doing good. But yeah,
ここからPlayStation 5を分
I
解
can see customizable side plates sold on a GameStop. Go walk in there. Hey, here's customizable Horizon Zero Dawn plates that you can put it right on your system, you know, and customize it yourself. I can see that. Jake and BGR.
パンを取り外します。
But very customizable.
直径 120mm、厚さ 45mm の両面吸気の大型ファンを
Cooling fan. That's a big fan.
ケースを外します。ウルトラ HD ブルーレイのドライブユニットです。ドライブユニットは板金ケースで完全に覆い、さらに二重のインシュレーターでマウントすることにより、ディスク回電時の駆動
So that's the disk drive right there, which yeah, it looks like an afterthought compared to everything else. It does look like an afterthought.
Wi-Fi 6と Bluetooth 5.1 のアンテナにつながるケーブルを外します。
He said something about Bluetooth and all that right there. I just heard him.
シールド板を外します。CPU は8コア16スレッドで
8664 AMD Ryzen Zen 2 there it is.
2.23GHz で駆動し
Radeon Graphics Engine. Okay, there's a GPU. Okay, cool.
GDDR6 を8個搭載し
DDR6.
ハンド幅は最大で毎秒 448GB です。
GDR6 16 gigabytes. Yeah, I have DDR4 in my laptop. That's the RAM that I have.
825GB の SSD をオンボードで
SSD. Yeah, there's the SSDs.
カスタムの SSD コントローラーにより
Custom SSD
生デ
controller.
ータの転送速度で毎
Okay.
秒 5.5GB と高速化され、ゲームのロード時間を大幅に短縮しています。PS5 の SoC は小型の台を非常に高いクロックで動作させています。このため、シリコン台の熱密度が非常に高くなり、SoC とヒートシンクの間に挟む TIM と呼ばれる熱伝導材の大幅な性能アップが必要でした。PS5 では長期で安定した高い冷却性能を実現するため、この TIM に液体金属を採用しました。我々は
So yeah, what do y'all think about the PS5? That is virtually the video right there. And then we got like the little cooling thing right there for it, obviously down there. But anybody of the 6 current viewers, hopefully we have 6 concurrent likes and all that on the stream and everything like that. Before we get into the last bit topic, which is going to be about a 5-minute little treat to Eddie Van Halen. Helen, and I'm going to give you a little bit of insight on me and music. I just want to know, is there anything y'all would like to say about the PS5, the size of it, anything like that? I would love to see anybody say anything. For me, I enjoy it. You know, I enjoy the breakdown. I'd love to see a breakdown like that of the Xbox Series X or S, but I won't see that until a content creator creates that, because I don't think Xbox or Microsoft is going to do that thing. But that looks really cool. You know, I can see that the disk drive looked like an afterthought because they got that out there really quick. Like that, boom, everything else was like more critically placed in there, more took of it. So, yeah, but that system looks like it can be very customizable, stuff like that, you know, side plates and things going like that. So, yeah, it looks really, really cool, you know. It looks really, really cool. You know, but that's the thing. If they work right, I will see. That's the thing about it. Dortmund, is that me personally, do I want a powerful gaming rig where I can sit there and say, hey, I can play Halo, Grand Theft Auto, the latest greatest Bethesda, EA, Horizon Zero Dawn, all these great games on PC? No. Me as a gamer, I want a powerful PC that can make me good thumbnails. I can watch any of my video apps I want to. I can do podcasts on it. I can edit videos and music on it. And it does it well and doesn't bog down. You know, if I want to play good games, I'm not going to be somebody sitting there using a custom keyboard and all this and doing that. And even though mouse and keyboard are technically better to play shooters and better accuracy and all of that, you know, but I'm somebody that's rather throw me a controller in my hand. And let me play this way on a TV that's capable of running that console in the best resolution, the best frame rate, the best hertz and all that possible, and I'm good to go. Because Xbox Series X, all you gotta do is buy that external storage. You know? Now, I will plug in an expensive ass SSD card. Well, see, the thing about it is that when you talk about that, Dortmund, PlayStation hasn't shown us how you put in external hard drive. Microsoft, you buy their little thing and you plug it in the back of it and you have that little memory card, that SSD thing that works, right? But for me, everything that is currently hooked up to my Xbox One sitting right there has been confirmed. My Xbox One controller, my external hard drive by Seagate, and all that has been confirmed to work on the Xbox Series S and X. The only thing that I can't do with that hard drive is play games made for the S/X on it. I can store all the Xbox Series S and X games I want on that hard drive, but I just can't play them off of it. So for me as a gamer, if you're going to go out there day one, anybody out there, if you're going out there day one and you're saying, hey, why don't I just get an Xbox Series, since I'm an all digital guy or girl, right? I'm going to buy me an Xbox Series S, and I'm going to get the 1 terabyte storage, and I'll have almost 2,000 gigabytes to 1,500 to 2,000 gigabytes worth of storage, maybe 1,500 more or less like it, right, of storage, because I got this little external storage. Do you not realize you'd be better off buying the Xbox Series X than you would be buying the Xbox Series S? Because if day one or within the first couple months you buy that external storage and the S itself, that's $200 more, and you're basically paying the same price you would be paying for an Xbox Series X. Because me and a couple buddies of mine in this voice chat that we're in on Vox, we did the math, and it's like the card's around $200 to $215. You add that plus the $300, you're paying the same price you're buying for an Xbox Series X you would be for an S if you buy the extendable storage with it. Yes. Yes. You can when it comes to Xbox, you can play when it comes to the Xbox console. You can play game. You can store Xbox One, Xbox 360, OG Xbox games, and Xbox Series X and S games on a standard 2-day external hard drive. So any game that is playable on your Xbox One or your Xbox Series S or X is good to go on your external hard drive. You just can't play your X or S games off of it. But when it comes to that little memory card storage drive, that SSD storage drive that you plug into the back of it, which gives it expandable storage, where they got, I think, 1 or 2 slots right there in the back for it. That right there, you can actually play Xbox Series X and S games off of, because that is made to run on an SSD that has SSD thought in mind. What Xbox had said it from the Xbox Wire Facebook page, one of them I saw last week, is that they were actually replying to comments, and they said you can play off your current hard drive that you have on your Xbox One. You can hook that up to an Xbox Series S or X and play OG Xbox games on it, Xbox 360, and Xbox One games that are already on that external hard drive. And you can store new games that are built for the next console on there. You just can't play them off of it. And they said, and then somebody said, well, what if you don't have the money for that? And they basically said this. They said, well, if you got a huge external hard drive that you're currently using and you want to use that for your next gen console, you can put the games on there. Just say, hey, you're going to, in the next little bit, you're going to play A, B, C, or D. Just transfer those games over to the console itself, or to the console itself and or the external hard drive on that console that is the SSD, and play the games off of there. So I'm thinking to myself, if I want to buy the $500 console, but I don't want to pay $700 to get that little piece, and I'll say within 6 months or a year after finally get that piece when it goes down in price a little bit, I'll just take that external hard drive, hook it up, format it, all the games will still be there, play games off of there. And if I start getting not a lot of space on my Xbox Series X, just transfer those games over to the hard drive when I'm ready to play Gears, or I'm ready to play Halo Infinite, or I'm ready to play this or that. On my Xbox Series X, transfer it over, play it, and then play it. So like if I look at my week and I'm thinking, okay, I'm streaming this, this, and this, I'm going to be playing a lot of off-stream this and this, have this on the console that day for it. So that's where it comes from. Xbox is making it so easy. PlayStation has a lot of good exclusives, and their exclusives are coming out earlier and faster, but that's where they're the little iffy things with. But if y'all ready to see my little tribute to Eddie Van Halen, give me a hell yeah, and we'll get to the last topic and be here about another 5 minutes and then get out of here. Oh, if any of the current viewers would like to see it, I will get there. I don't know if the new games will be smaller, because until they show proof of the new games being smaller, we can't go on it. Because when they're showing certain games still being around 100 gigabytes, I can't go on about it until I see it. So yeah, so we're going to get right back over here. So as we transition over here and everything like that, you know, and at the end of the day, these console developers have said it's on. We can try to make games smaller, we can try to help out, but it's more or less on the developers. So all I can say, if you go for the Xbox Series S or X next generation, buy you a cheap ass Seagate or Western Digital hard drive that's about a 4 terabyte to an 8 terabyte, and hook that up and optimize it for your system, and download all your games, put them on there, and just if you're ready to play any game, Transfer those, take about 30 minutes for you play, an hour, however long it takes to transfer, and transfer those games over. You know, just be like, okay, I got this big ass 8 gigabyte hard drive. Hook it up to my Xbox, transfer all my games over there, leave space on the system so the system can do everything it needs to do. I want to play Halo tomorrow for about a couple hours because I want to stream the multiplayer, and then when I get done with that, I want to play Cyberpunk. Well, I'm going to bed in about an hour, so why don't I transfer these games over and then go to bed, and when I get up tomorrow, I'll be able to play my multiplayer stream of Halo, and then after the stream, do Cyberpunk off the console. When it comes to PlayStation, you got to do whatever they say because you don't know. Yeah, I can't wait to see how 3D Auto is going to work out. But here's my tribute in the last segment of the podcast. And if y'all enjoy this and all that, let me know because I grew up on this music. Outside of live streaming games, outside of pushing my content on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and right here on YouTube, outside of trying to get to 1K subscribers and 100 followers, on the 2 different platforms that I live stream on. This channel started because of music. This channel started because of wrestling. And yes, it's grown and done other things and all this. And I've had some success and some not so success, And I've had a lot of hiccups. But the thing that I talk about a lot in streams and all that is music, wrestling. And I have a very, 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 very big love for it. Big love for it. To the point I've spent just as much money as in gaming as I have done both of those things. And when it comes to Eddie Van Halen, the Hall of Famer who revolutionized the guitar, it people say, why talk about this? You're a gaming channel and all this. But I'm more than just a gaming channel. I'm a variety channel that's centered around gaming. But I grew up on Van Halen's music. I grew up on Van Halen, Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, U2, the Bee Gees, the Beatles, to Michael Jackson, to Green Day, Foo Fighters, My Chemical Romance, to listening to Tupac, to hearing this and that. A wide variety of music was in the household, and from listen to the latest greatest pop music that's out there to listen to something from Elvis Presley. I heard it all in my house, because we lived in Memphis and then we lived out where we live now. And when it comes to this guy right here, he is probably my dad's favorite hard rock guitar player. His favorite blues players are Eric Clapton and Stevie Ray Vaughan. But when it comes to hard rock and metal, it's got to be Eddie Van Halen. And Wolfgang, his son, is the one that broke it to the world that he had passed away. And my father lost his long and arduous battle with cancer this morning. Wolfgang Van Halen wrote, "My heart is broken. I don't think I will ever fully recover from this loss." He talked about how and all that. And you got to look at here. Eddie Van Halen, the legendary guitarist, innovated and virtuoso who led Van Halen through 5 decades and 3 lead singers, established himself as one of the all-time greatest rockers, died Tuesday after battle cancer. He was 65. I can't believe I'm having to write this. But my father, Edward Van Halen, lost his long and arduous battle with cancer. His son, he was the best father I could ever ask for. Every moment I had ever shared with him on and off stage. My heart is broken. I don't think I'll ever fully. My heart and soul have been shattered into a million pieces. His wife, Jan Van Halen, wrote, "I never knew it was possible to cry so many tears or feel such incredible sadness. Our journey together has not always been as easy one to bit, but in the end, and always, we have a connection and a love that will always be saying goodbye." And the thing about it is that you had David Lee Roth, who was the original singer. Cool, right? That's the first era of Van Halen. And then they've obviously, towards the end of Van Halen, before he died, they got back together, right? Then you have Sammy Hagar, which some people quoted as the Van Hagar era, where he came in right at the height of the peak in '85, and they got him in, and all that. And then they had the guy from the band Extreme do a little bit of it during the '90s, early 2000s, But it's crazy, Sammy had it. Sammy Hagar said, heartbroken in speeches, my love to his family, you know. You got all these different people that were talking about it. See, like right here. Gene Simmons. Hero, right? And all that. You got foreigners. Mick Jones remembers racing cars with Van Halen while making 5150. You got John Nash. I clearly see now. Okay, so that's. But look, you got these different people like what? See, look at all these people. Joe Walsh from the Eagles and solo career, and James Gang. Tommy Morello. Eddie was our generation's Mozart, and that is a correct statement. You know, David Lee Roth. What a loss. Great trip it's been. You know, and his first guitar that he built, that he showed, that one that everybody that's in the thumbnail of this video, you know, and all of that. You know what, this is gonna get me demonetized, but I'm not monetized. It's gonna get the video probably blocked, but I'm gonna show y'all this real quick. I'm gonna have to turn it down probably, but it's gonna. But that's them right there. But you see, now it's starting to work. But there you go, right there. That is the band right there. Right there, it is playing. Right there, virtuoso. And if you look at his guitar, the reason the guitar looked the way that it did is he called it Frankenstein, because he took a guitar apart, didn't know how to put a guitar back together, and he made the guitar that he played as. And that's why it has the tape on it, looks the way that it does, and everything like that, because he made the guitar that way. You know, he custom parts, custom this and that, and then he finally figured out how to make one. That's why most of the guitars he plays has one knob on it to let it sound go. And his brother Alex played behind him. Michael Anthony played the bass, which when Say or left the band, he went with them. They did Chickenfoot and some other things. But he all invented the tapping, the eruption thing. Whenever he came on stage and originally did that, he would stand backwards, do the tapping, and people would be like, what is he doing? And I saw an interview years ago at this time where he said, you know how Jimi Hendrix and other guitar players use the sound effects from the amp, the reverb, the sounds coming off the amps and all that, right? And he said, and the interviewer's like, yeah, I mean, Jimi Hendrix put his guitar on fire. I said, yeah, imagine that, but don't put your guitar on fire, number one. Number two, you're using the audio and the feedback coming off of that speaker, right? The big speaker that big bands play off of, right? And you do that. You know, and you think about that, right? You think about that, and I'm like, okay. And he said, I think about that, and I did my tapping like that for the first couple years, nobody could actually see what it was, and I created that. Tapping basically on a guitar is where you're doing this stuff, and you're not even strumming like a guitar. You're using fingers like that, and you're doing that, boom, boom, boom. You know. But yeah, see, like, watch it. See, there he is, right there. Ah, this thing is not wanting to work. But if you go right here and you do like this, you do this. Oh, look, an ad for Fortnite. Yeah. He did beat it with Michael Jackson, like, and that's when he was at his prime.
And I have no better time anytime than right now, because I get to go sit down, have myself a nice cold one, and listen to the greatest rock and roll guitar player in the world, Mr. Eddie Van Halen.
But let's here's my treat to him. Let's listen to this. Listen to this. I watched this with my dad, mom yesterday. And I wish I could be half as good as that. And that means so there's the tapping right there. But he came up with that himself. So my heart goes out to his family, his friends, fellow musicians that got to play with him, and all that. And I gotta say, to anybody that ever appreciates me when I pick up a guitar, pick up a pair of drumsticks, or pick up my bass that's sitting in that closet, to anybody that ever appreciates anything that I ever put out as content, I appreciate you all. Every Patreon, every like, dislike, share, conversation, I appreciate it bar none. Well, you know, and all that. And I gotta say, he's one of my top 10 favorite guitar players of all time. And he's a virtuoso. He's basically Michael Jordan if Michael Jordan played music. He is Mozart on a guitar. He is phenomenal. But anyway, everybody, that's been another episode of the Vault 13 podcast. Just wanted to share that with you all and all that as we improve on the podcast. We've been doing better and better episodes and all that. Do it without you all, the loyal supporters of the Vault Squad. Thank you all. I'm going to go get out of here in just a minute and go play some Call of Duty over on twitch.tv/Chrislevi13. Twitch.tv/Chrislevi13. And yeah, see what my friends are doing, see if they want me to join in their game and everything like that. But hopefully y'all appreciate the podcast. If you like what I'm doing in the podcast and you like the consistency of everything, then let me know real quick. And I'm going to get out of here. But thank you for the 5 current viewers here, the 7 likes, you know, and everything like that. I couldn't do this without you all and everything like that. Thank you. And it's my pleasure that y'all come into my Discord. My pleasure that y'all come into my Discord my Patreon, my YouTube, my Twitch, any of that, and you support everything I do. And you love talking about Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, music, and wrestling with me. Because when I go out there in the world, I want y'all to listen to this. When I go out there in the world, I love working my job, 40 hours a week. I love coming home, watching shows, playing music with my mom, my dad, experiencing life with my parents. But when it comes to me being right here on YouTube trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and on Twitch trying to hit 1K, hi William, and trying to hit 100 over on Twitch, it isn't about myself. It is not about myself. At the beginning, middle, and end of the day, it's about you all. It's about proving to the people there were over 10 friends that stabbed me in the back in 2016, and everybody just dogpiled me for 6 months, giving my videos dislikes, showing them I can do this bigger and better than you ever could. It's showing everybody that bullied me in high school and middle school that I can actually achieve something in social media. It's to show my mom, who's been sick since 2000 for a majority of her life, that she can get through that and fight that and I can do this. It's to show my friends that are fellow YouTubers, content creators, that we can do this as a community, as a thing, grow up. Because y'all being part of the Vault Squad and coming to the house party every time I go live is phenomenal. Joining me in my little part that I call the Vault, that eWin has tweeted out and said, hey, he calls that the Vault. It's been phenomenal. And I don't do this just because I want to. I do this because it's fun. Do I have better when I have a special guest in the stream and we get to talk back and forth? Yes, I do. But even doing the solo episodes, I have so much fun and passion sharing this with you, and all that. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, go get me something to drink, and then set up over on Twitch. But hopefully you all enjoyed the stream and everything like that. And if you appreciate what I said there, leave me a nice comment, because I'm going to leave the ending soon stream thing up for a minute. But leave me something nice in the chat to read as I get out here. And you all stay awesome. Come check me out over on Twitch if you want to continue seeing me live tonight. And y'all have a good one. Sorry if I talk a little too much, blah, blah, but I appreciate you all. Thank you. And leave me something nice in the chat, if you would, on the ending soon screen. It'll be here a little bit longer than normal. And stay awesome!